Lions are heading to Baltimore this weekend for what is going to be probably one of the best games of this weekend for the NFL. Specifically, Baltimore's defense against the Lions' offense. When I look at this game, I think that's the matchup where it's going to be most intriguing. I expect this to be a low-scoring game in general. We'll get to my score prediction at the end. However, Baltimore's defense is good. And I mean, if any Baltimore fans are here, hey, God bless you, respect. The defense you have built, the defense that is in Baltimore is pretty unreal. And I mean, you look at some of the rankings and you can see why this team has come together, and they're good, man. And that's why I think you have the Lions offense, which is incredible, up against an incredible defense. This is going to be a good matchup. Specifically, the Ravens defense is ranked fourth in the NFL for points per game allowed, only about 15. It's a little bit over 15, but 15 points per game. Now, the Lions offense is putting up 28 points per game, also ranked fourth in the NFL. So you got the fourth best defense in points per game allowed, fourth best in points per game scored. It's going to be great. The Ravens secondary specifically, I look at and I'm like, boy, oh boy, is this going to be fascinating. When you look at what the Lions were able to do against Tampa last week, a great Tampa Bay team, when you take a second and understand that really Lions didn't have a run game. In fact, the run game was taken away from us when Montgomery got injured. And Jared Goff said, oh, no run game? Watch me work. And absolutely lit them up. A team, Tampa Bay secondary and defensive line, that is pretty good. You know, they're not Baltimore good, but they're pretty good. And so to see what we were able to do, Goff puts up 350 some odd yards, 2 TDs. His passer rating was over 105. Like, Goff showed up, and he showed up in a big way. That TD to St. Brown, the TD to Jamo, letting it loose. We have a healthy wide receiver room. So between St. Brown, Jamo, who now has 2 games under his belt, Goff is connecting with him like, oh yeah, I can let it rip. He saw the one in Carolina where Jamo ran down the field. He didn't give it enough time. And then he recalibrated in that game against Tampa, stayed in the pocket for a little bit longer, chucked it deep. That was the TD. So they're finding their chemistry. Josh Reynolds has been on fire this season. He is somebody who is dependable. He can count on him constantly to put up those yards. Sam Laporta proving his worth and why he was picked where he was by Detroit. He is becoming a favorite for Goff. Khalif Raymond, the Swiss Army knife. Our offensive attack in the air is dirty. It is good. It is the chemistry between Goff and those guys, the comfortability is electric. Now, again, you got the cornerback room, the secondary for the Ravens, which is stalwart. That secondary is ranked first in the NFL when it comes to yards per attempt allowed, which is, I think, only like 5.1 yards per attempt on opposing QBs. That's good. Now, Baltimore has played 3 dud teams, and I'm sure Baltimore fans right now, as they're getting ready to puke all over the keyboard with their fingers, are like, whatever, hey, calm down, just calm down. I'm giving you guys a lot of credit. Let's just accept the fact that you had to play the Texans, the Colts, freaking Tennessee. So I expect them to keep those teams down and keep those yards per attempt down. As a whole, when I look at the Ravens defense, I'm like, they're doing what they should do. They're doing what they should be doing. However, they're doing it really well. Will they be able to keep Goff and our offensive attack in the air to 5.1 yards per attempt? No, I don't believe so. Unless, of course, we cannot establish any sort of run game. Thus leading to one of the greater difficulties coming into this game is not having Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs being limited practice this week, and bringing up Ibrahim. Also, Craig Reynolds, limited practice this week. The run game is a little dicey coming into this week against Baltimore, which is a huge bummer, especially because Baltimore's D-line is also pretty friggin' good. It's why their defense is ranked 4th in the NFL coming into this week. Their defense is ranked 1st in the NFL for sacks. I think they have 24 sacks on the season. And when it comes to QB hits, they're 6th in the NFL. So you have a bunch of big boys that are busting through that O-line, swarming the QB, doing their job. But our O-line is top tier. we have a top tier O-line. So that's going to be an incredible matchup. Once again, the Lions offense versus Baltimore's defense is going to be a ton of fun to watch. Will we be able to pick apart what is one of the best defenses in the NFL? Will they be able to handle what is one of the best offenses in the NFL? Gonna be fun. Now, when it comes to the Ravens offense, one of the biggest things you and I know is the mobile threat of Lamar Jackson. Will the Lions be able to contain him? We have struggled with mobile QBs. We have struggled with mobile QBs quite a bit, so this is going to be huge. Can we contain him the way we contained Patrick Mahomes, even Geno Smith? The problem with Geno was we couldn't actually get to him, lay the hit. That's why they were able to put up 37 on us. So we need our D-line, which I'm not worried about Gus Edwards. I'm not worried about their run game because we have one of the best. We're second in the NFL for yards per game allowed for the rush. Our D-line is shutting down run games, but it's Lamar Jackson's legs, his mobility, the dual threat, the scramble, the toss at the last second to Andrews. That's where it's going to get dicey. And how will the Lions be able to handle that? So let's just shut down Lamar's legs, and I think that we have all roads to winning this game if we can shut down his mobility. That's the major key is making sure that Lamar can't run on us. Keep it from moving. Keep him from moving. Again, we're shutting down running backs to 3.1 yards per carry. 65 yards per game allowed. Like, Lions D-line is doing their job. So we know that Andrews is going to be a huge target. I'm not worried about the run game. It's really that scramble, last second weird pitch to the side to tight end where we're struggling against tight ends. So all in all, I think this game is going to be a blast. I think it's going to be one of the best matchups of the weekend. It's something to really be looking forward to. And it's going to be low scoring. Like, I'm talking max 20 points. I think the Lions end up winning this game 17-14. The Lions are putting up 28 points per game. I know that this defense for Baltimore is letting up only 15 points per game, but I think the Lions outdo it. They get 17. We win the game 17-14. That is my prediction. Justin Tucker, you have nothing to do with winning this game. Don't you dare still have PTSD with that field goal. But yeah, that is it. Those are my thoughts coming into this game. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Record prediction. Lions fans, even Baltimore fans. I think it's going to be a fun one. So thank you for hanging out. And as always, I'll catch you next time on Let's Talk Lions.